Hi, my name is Ashanti. I am a part of the Pratt Institute team for the Equatorial Living Project. I am originally from Atlanta, Georgia, and my background is in mechanical engineering and industrial design.
Hello, I'm Khashali. I'm from Mumbai, India. I am an undergraduate student in the architecture program at Pratt Institute.
Hello, my name is Sujin Kim. I'm originally from South Korea. I study economics in undergrad, and I'm now a graduate student of interior design at Pratt.
Hello, my name is Alimatu Samura. I am a Sierra Leone and I live in Freetown and I am attending Fourah College University.
I'm Sabiela Menakuma and I'm from Freetown, Sierra Leone, and I'm from Fourah College University of Sierra Leone. And I'm studying architecture.
This is our final assignment for Equatorial Living. I'm going to kick it off with cooking. Cooking in developing countries is primarily done through open fire cooking, although open fire cooking is dangerous to the cooks, primarily women, and causes air pollution. Here in the photos, you can see school cooks in Freetown making lunch for students using open fire. In Freetown, people also use Wonder stoves as one alternative to open fire cooking. But Wonder stoves cost more than half of their monthly wages and are unaffordable for most people. In Zimbabwe, nonprofit organizations like UNICEF have brought forth a more sustainable way to cook food with the Soso stove. Here you can see Gogo Mbayo, Gogo meaning grandmother, cooking food for her 5 grandchildren over the stove. As a primary caretaker for her grandchildren, she says the Soso stove allows her to keep food hotter longer and prepare larger meals to feed them. Through UNICEF, she's also learned how to make and sell the Soso stove in order to make income to support her family.
You can see that the veranda is very important in our local homes because it serves as a space for cooking. And not only that, it is also used as a place for communing, where mothers, mostly women and children, spend their time in the evening hours. Indoor space is mostly formal and used for the preparation of food. And another space that is very vital for cooking in Freetown is the space for storage.
Laundry in rural areas around the world is definitely a critical activity, but it is still quite tedious and physical. And it is something that needs to be done, as daily manual labor results in soiled clothes. Generally, pre soaking is followed by manual wringing and then air drying. This graph shows that Africa or the Middle East and Asia Pacific have the least dependency on machines, and it aligns with the fact that these areas have some of the most rural communities in the world. Focusing on Africa, clothes are washed either at waterholes or by rivers and streams. Waterholes or dambo are generally the sole source of water for the rural areas and are located near wetlands. And the women who live near rivers and streams visit after the hottest part of the day to wash their clothes. They use the rocks nearby to assist in scrubbing. Some tools used by people in these rural areas are iron trays, natural or man made stone slabs, and metal barrels. Instruments like washing boards, washing dollies or plungers, and centrifugal hand washers can make doing laundry easier and more time efficient.
As you can see from the images, we have these waterfalls in Freetown where people usually do their laundry. And the main reason why people choose to launder in this environment is because of the interaction they have with their neighbors and their colleagues as well. Source of water for community to do laundry. This tap, so they have different types of different sources of water in Freetown. We have different sources of water in Freetown. First is the water wells, the tap, and this also is a water well, but we normally call it Jackie body. And this is a water mill at town. So these are the various sources of water that we have and that we use to do our laundry in Freetown.
Okay. I'm going to go through with the toilet facility used in developed countries. My research focused on dry toilet that operates without flush water and covered 3 types of it. Raised latrine is designed to minimize the risk of contamination in areas prone to flooding. This system includes the fence for ventilation, and the superstructure offers privacy and security, but it might not be inclusive design, and there's periodic empty cost and could be an unhygienic solution unless waste is safely disposed. Building the rolling dry toilet typically consists of 2 separate collection systems, allowing for more efficient decomposition. They usually use sawdust to control odors and observe moisture. Composting toilet is a system that converts waste into compost through a natural decomposition process. This is an example of composition toilet, and this system treats waste on site, which means it could prevent a harmful byproduct from polluting the waterways.
Continue from there. We have an indoor toilet space. A space for buckets and water storage is very important for our toilets because and most of the houses in Freetown do not have running water. We also have a dedicated outdoor toilet, which is mostly used in some homes. The most common toilet, which is a pit toilet, is finished with porcelain tile, and it is mostly used in homes for general use.
As you can see from these images, water scarcity and hygiene is very low in places like Africa, Asia Pacific, Middle East, etc. And water stress is very high in said spaces, which is why it's very important to provide rural communities with clean water to maintain hygiene and health in these areas, as it is required for many activities like cooking, laundry, etc., but also most importantly for bathing. Bathing in many rural areas is often a simple and yet enriching experience, marked by a connection to nature and a reliance on traditional practices. A method of bathing happens in rivers and streams. Where access to plumbing and bathing facilities is limited, in rural areas, people bathe in natural water sources. While this is an eco-friendly method, it can also pose sanitation and hygiene challenges. Buckets and containers is another very popular method of bathing. Bucket baths are common bathing methods in many developing cultures and not just in rural areas. To take a bucket bath, a person typically fills a bucket with water, often heated on a stove or with another heating element, and then uses a mug or like a container to pour the water over themselves. And
The indoors bathroom, the indoors bathing is wherein the bathroom is included in the building. Indoor bathrooms are mostly finished with tiles or fair-faced concrete with space for barrels to store water for bathing purpose. Most showers do not work because of low water pumping power from the local supply, which is not accessible to most homes. A wascup bowl used for bathing, it is used to collect water from the bucket and poured on the head.
Next, we'll talk about public and private spaces. So one of the things that we researched was what makes a great public space. There are 4 components to a great public space, which include accessibility, activities, comfortability, which is included in the design, and then sociability, which is the sense of excitement one feels when entering a space filled with other people.
I'd like to introduce 2 low-cost house projects in Tanzania. In the first one, I want to highlight a multifunctional space between the inside and outside, which is a large central courtyard functioning like a veranda. The courtyard is designed in a semi-open space, allowing opportunity for large family gathering. The second project features a simple and efficient program arrangement along a linear access on the site. It highlights the flexible space with the temporary partitions, utilizing nooks for daily life activities. This living area blends indoors with outdoors, generating healthy environments.
Public spaces in Freetown. The street trading in front of the house and North Point is a very popular practice in Freetown. Most houses have on the basement floor shops, and on the first floor they do have living spaces, and on the top floor they could have another commercial space. So most of these houses, especially those closer to the streets, are made to be mixed-use spaces and houses which serve various purposes. Children play in mostly pedestrian routes and even the vehicular roads because there are no dedicated spaces for children to play.
Here, I'd like to point out my design ideas for shared space in a community. It features the individual units are arranged in a zigzag pattern, and the rooftops are connected as a whole to more efficiently use the space. And there are bleachers as a part of the steps, providing space where people can interact with. And by building a C-shaped exterior wall, it can create a central courtyard, allowing various functionalities such as cooking and dining, kids play, relaxation, and so forth. My design proposes utilizing rooftop for small vegetable gardening to support their daily lives. And in a part of courtyard, it suggests addressing the need for safe playground for children. And by constructing a circular seating around a big tree, we can create a more comfortable gathering space with shade.
For my design proposal for public-private spaces, I focus on family growth in regards to an architectural adaptation form with lateral expansions. This is a system of 8 units aggregated together. In each unit, you have a separate sleeping and living space, a narrow corridor in between that has been left open to sunlight with space for drying clothes and activities, etc. Then, each unit can access a semi-private space that is also left open to sunlight and air for activities such as laundry, open air cooking, etc. And this space is shared between 2 units as a semi-private space. Thank you.
you.
Thank you.